Hello, boys. I saw Palm Springs and it was good. Palm Springs is Groundhog Day, but it's a romantic comedy and more nihilistic. Now, I was looking forward to this because I'm a big Lonely Island fan and I wanted to see their trilogy completed. Honestly, I'm just in shock that I watched the romantic comedy and liked it, because it's about Andy Samberg as Niles and a woman named Sarah who fall in love after she enters the time loop. And J.K. Simmons is stuck in this time loop as well and he wants to kill Niles. The movie is funny, but if you're dealing with the Lonely Island, that's par for the course. The acting's good from everybody. This is probably the best I've seen from Andy Samberg. Haven't seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Sorry. And of course, J.K. Simmons is good too. So unlike Groundhog Day, we get an explanation for what happens, but it involves a spoiler, so skip to this. So there's this cave where you walk into a portal and you're stuck in this time loop. But if you blow yourself up at just the right time in the portal, you can leave the time loop. And then Sarah tries this on a goat, and when the day restarts, the goat is gone. And she and Andy Samberg blow themselves up, and then it's the next day. But we get a credit scene where J.K. Simmons goes to Andy Samberg at the wedding. But Andy's still at the wedding and doesn't recognize J.K. Simmons. So why does the goat disappear but not Andy Samberg? Overall, I don't have much to say about this movie. It's good, and I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Next movie I saw was Artemis Fowl, and it was quite bad. I've never read the Artemis Fowl books, so I don't have any bias going in. And from what I've heard, this movie's flaws aren't because of the source material. And apparently this is two of the books stitched together. Now, I wasn't really expecting this movie to be that good when it was coming to theaters. And because of the coronavirus, they just shoved it on Disney+. The fact that they were willing to do that with this movie and not Mulan for free, seriously, I'm not paying $30 for that, or Black Widow, really shows how little they cared about this. So this movie is about Artemis Fowl II, a 12-year-old in a long line of criminal masterminds who kidnaps a fairy after his dad gets captured by a villain we know nothing about. The movie looks ugly, the acting sucks. Artemis reminds me of a 12-year-old trying to look cool. Josh Gad plays Hagrid. Judi Dench needs a new agent. Colin Farrell's in it. The guy who played Zerozo and Daxos in Game of Thrones is in it, so that's kind of cool. He also has a niece who you could completely write out of the story and nothing would change. And there's also some fairy girl who Artemis kidnapped. The movie's narrated by Hagrid, who mentions things that he couldn't possibly have known. There's a part where he stretches his jaw out so he can eat dirt and shit it back out so he can tunnel his way into the mansion. There's like 3 locations in the whole movie. The mansion's exterior, and the underworld with all the fairies and goblins and stuff. The plot takes forever to get going. Nothing of interest happens. There's a part where they pull a Rise of Skywalker and make you think a character's gonna die, but then they come back. Seriously, what is it with Disney and these fake out deaths? This movie exists just to set up a franchise within 90 minutes. Overall, this movie sucks and I didn't like it, and if it came out in theaters, it would have been just another Disney flop like A Wrinkle in Time, and I'm giving this one a 2 out of 10. Also, I was going to review Sponge on the Run, but I can't find a copy of that, so I'll save that for later, but hopefully this month. And if so, then that will be the last you see of me for this month, because tomorrow I'm starting my X-Men marathon for the New Mutants. And later into that, I'll be starting my Christopher Nolan marathon for Tenet. And I'm also throwing in the Bill and Ted movies in there. So yeah, see ya.